Hi, we're here with Carl Tannenbaum, Chief Economist of Northern Trust. Carl, thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you.
So the Federal Reserve raised interest rates once again in June. What are you expecting for the rest of the year?
I think they'll raise rates twice more before the end of 2018. The American economy is doing very well. It's getting a tailwind, a push, if you will, from the tax reform that was passed late last year, which is adding momentum. Interest rates are still very low, and the economy should be strong enough to withhandle slightly higher borrowing costs.
What do you see as the key factors as the Fed makes its decisions?
I think a useful way of thinking about that is through the mandates that Congress has asked the Fed to follow. The first is full employment. We have at the moment one of the lowest unemployment rates that we've had in nearly 70 years. Very, very low. In addition, we have inflation that's getting closer and closer to the Fed's target of 2%. Now, there are some natural governors on inflation that will keep it from getting too far out of control, but the economy is operating very well, and we are seeing some price pressures begin to emerge. And then finally, the Fed is very cognizant of the situation that we had 10 years ago, when partly because they left rates so low for so long, they developed some financial markets excesses, and they really don't want to create the same kind of risks today that we had prior to the financial crisis.
How high do you expect to see short-term interest rates go?
The Fed spends a lot of time thinking about what level of interest rates is neither stimulative nor restrictive. They call that the neutral rate of interest. Now, while economists disagree on exactly where that is, a range is somewhere in between 2.5% and 3%. I fully expect that they'll gradually get to that level, again, which won't necessarily hold the economy back. It just won't be providing it with quite as much stimulus as they've provided since 2008.
On the flip side, what could stop or pause the program of rising rates?
Fed obviously is going to look very carefully at the reaction to each one of its interest rate increases. It will be looking out over the international markets where there are some countries that have borrowed in dollar interest rates and could see some friction if the Fed moves too fast. In addition, events from international markets like the one that we had recently in Italy could cause the Fed to be very, very careful about progressing. And they'll also want to make sure that the markets are prepared for each step so that they reduce the risk of an adverse reaction from investors.
Carl, thank you for your thoughts.
My pleasure.